Okay, so this is day 2 of the hive building. I've started a little bit earlier than last time, which is good, so I shouldn't interrupt the neighbours. But today I'm going to be on to the brood box and the supers, which in my dry run I completely messed up. But then I must remember to read the instructions. So this is what I'm going to do this evening. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so the brood box is basically made up of 4 little sections like this, which is where the runners will end up on. In fact, there you go, I've messed it up again. This is actually on the bottom, so it slides on to this is where the side is here. It's one of the where you pick it up, and this is actually where the frame, or the frames will actually lie on in the actual hive. So that's that. In fact, no, I've messed it up again. This is actually, this is the handle, this is where you pick it up from. I will come on to that in a second. This is the outside wall of where these will fit onto. So that and a combination of that is a handle. So as you can see, I need a little bit of help on this one. Fingers crossed it will be alright. But one thing to notice, this is a 14 by 12 brood box. It's a little bit bigger than your average one, which is a little bit deeper. Basically, I've gone for this because I wanted a little bit more space for the bees to grow, so there's a lesser chance of them swarming. The disadvantage is it can be a little bit cold for them, so they've got more area to heat up. But I've outweighed that. I'm in the south of England, a little bit warmer down here, with the fact that if I'm getting a really active queen, there's more room, less chance of swarming. Cat 22 really. So let's see how I go. Okay, so this is me now putting in just one of the side panels. Now, the glory of the bees is that, though you probably shouldn't do it, I'm just gluing the sides, but if there's any holes in the hive, they'll actually use their own glue, propolis, to actually cover up any of these gaps that you leave. So I'm hoping that these wonderful woodworking skills I've got will actually be covered up by the bees. So I'm just going to slide this in. I hope that this is the right way of doing it. I'm just going to line up the sides so that the frames will sit on it nice and comfortably, which they seem to be doing. And then you then have obviously the hammer into all of this, just to secure this side panel in place. This way to start with, and then you'll come in from this angle as well at the end. So I'll do one, and hopefully that will be enough. I'm hoping I'm going to do it right. Sadly, a little bit of guesswork on this one. There we go, perfect. So I'll just continue doing this, and then in theory, once I put the nails on the side, that will be the brood box finished in pretty quick time. It's relatively simple to put together, to be honest, and as I always say, if I can do it, anyone can do this. You know, why bother getting a whole hive when you can get a flat pack pretty easily? So, I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so the brood box is now finished. Relatively straightforward. As I mentioned in the videos, all looks pretty good. So, happy with that. And now I've just got one of the supers to make up, and then hopefully get some of the santalin on it, which will give it some preserve, and run our way. Okay, so I've now built the hive. I'm pretty sure it's okay. It's not perfect, but it should do. What's last to do is obviously preserve it correctly. Now, I've mentioned this before. I've got this stuff called Saddle-In. I actually went on to the bbka.org website to get some advice on what to paint, and they came up with Saddle-In as the best kind of all-rounder. It is expensive. This is a 1 litre can. This cost me about 20 quid, including post and package. I've got a super white colouring, and this 1 litre will cover about 10 square metres of wood. You paint it straight on. They recommend 2 coats of this. But the advantage of the saddling over other paints is simply that it won't peel off. It'll actually just fade away, so you'll know when it's going to be repainted. So I'm going to give this a paint. I'll hit my first coat, and we'll see how we go. Okay, so that's the first coat done. The deliberate mistake is I forgot to do the entrance to the hive, so I must do that. It's a small little area. So just about to do the second coat. But one little tip: when you've done your first coat, don't put them all together, even if you think it's dry, because I've just had a major nightmare trying to get it all apart. So right, second coat.